UC and Crohn's. Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission.
And visibly reduced damage. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal. Cancers, including lymphoma and skin. Heart attack, stroke, and GI tears occurred. People 50 and older with a heart disease risk factor have an increased risk of death. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC and Crohn's in check and keep them there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
At Pechanga Resort Casino, you can rock and roll, sip and slide, twist and shout. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino.
Breaking news now at 8 a.m. Law enforcement officers dressed in riot gear moving in on the UCLA campus early this morning. Police declaring the pro-Palestinian encampment there an unlawful assembly just after 6 o'clock last night. Then at about 3 this morning, those officers began dismantling that encampment as hundreds of demonstrators stood arm in arm while chanting peaceful protest.
More than 100 protesters have been taken into custody so far. And we're also hearing President Biden will be making remarks on the situation at UCLA. I would imagine he'd talk about the other universities where we've seen protests pop up over the last couple of weeks. That is expected at some point this morning. We're going to have more on our coverage, of course, what's happening at UCLA this morning. But first, want to get a quick check of your weather and traffic. Mark.
Yeah, waking up to some overcast conditions, the marine layer and the clouds pulling in. It is going to take some areas until about, let's say, mid-afternoon before we get into clearing. But once you're in the valleys and the Inland Empire, it should start clearing out in just a couple of hours. 67 for the beaches downtown, 74 today. San Fernando Valley, it's going to get sunny and warm, 83 degrees. 75 Orange County Inland Empire, 83 in the high desert, 83 degrees. Let's go to Ginger with traffic.
Yeah, we still have that one outstanding signal alert, but it is for a really busy stretch of roadway. This 105, the westbound side, right at Crenshaw Boulevard. Busy because, you know, a lot of people access that 105 to head to areas of LAX. This is so it was a dump truck that had a bunch of dirt loaded up in it that crashed. The dirt spilled into the roadway, and so they went with a signal alert for the middle lanes. At least that's what we're getting the reports from the CHP about that. You see the heavy and slow drive with slight improvement, actually, as you approach Hawthorne Boulevard, but then you're back on those brakes again. You get a little closer to LAX. Looking at the 605 northbound side right here to about Washington Boulevard, that type involves 2 cars. They're in the middle lanes, but you see it. What a mess it is, both sides of the 605. Remember, you got that free carpool lane, so hopefully you are carpooling and you're able to access those lanes to help you get through some of the heavy delays that we're seeing here. At 5 freeway does not look pretty, but I do like Telegraph Road for a little bit. I like taking it. Yeah, you can take it in either direction, but it does fill in once you get a little closer to areas of, say, Slauson, you know, right there by the Starbucks. That 710, that also looks like it's a tough ride. Even Whittier Boulevard, that's starting to jam up as well. We'll keep track of all the things popping up, the 405 through areas of West LA, and same with the 10. Those continue to be busy. I'll send it back to you guys.
Ginger, thank you. We begin with the breaking news from the UCLA campus that we've been following all morning long. The California Highway Patrol says as many as 150 people have been detained after hundreds of police officers moved into the pro-Palestinian encampment on the UCLA campus. Tents and barricades had been outside Royce Hall for a week before they were torn down early this morning. Officers with several different law enforcement agencies took part, including the California Highway Patrol, the LA County Sheriff's Department, and UC Police Department as well. Students and non-students were arrested. The CHP says the protesters were told to leave and that if they did leave, they would avoid arrest. Those who refused were taken into custody. KTLA's Annie Rose Ramos is live on campus with more. Good morning, Annie Rose.
Hey, Eric, good morning to you. We're standing at the back end of where that encampment once was. As you can see behind me, this is what remains of it, very little of it. But what I'm told from one of the people that was inside of here, that police came in at some point overnight, took apart a lot of this. And so now really the cleanup begins of some of the things that were left behind. Over here, there's some gas masks, there's some vests, there's a sign that says rides to ER, to the hospital, some water bottles. And so people here have been kind of putting things together, trying to clean up, trying to make sense of what remains and what is left behind. Can I just ask you what's sort of next for you guys?
What's sort of next?
Yeah, where do you go from here?
I think what a lot of the systems in place around us, especially with law enforcement, and when they hit this hard for movements like these throughout history, they always seem to think that this will make people afraid or try to curb more actions like this. But as we know historically, this just makes people rise up more. So I don't expect this to end, despite how many people were brutalized in not just last night, but the night before, when the cops just watched us get assaulted by the Zionists and Israel supporters.
You were saying earlier to me that a lot of the folks in this encampment were injured last night. Can you go into detail more as to how?
So a lot of the folks that were injured last night was a direct result of the reaction from law enforcement. So, and those injuries were a mixture of batons, pepper balls that they were firing at us, rubber bullets, tear gas, mace, and just methods in which people were grabbed and pushed and hit. And that was last night, even the night before, while it wasn't the police that did it, the Israel counter-protesters that came and attacked the camp, that was almost a precursor to what the cops wanted to do to us, which they just ended up doing the following night. So
Thank you so much for your time. I know you're sort of cleaning up here. So that was one of the individuals that was involved in this encampment. I know you're looking at images from last night at the height of those tensions when the CHP moved in, but I'm gonna walk up here so you can just kind of see what's going on the back end of this encampment. Again, this is the back side of it. This is where sort of the last stronghold of this encampment remained into the early hours of this morning. And now there's, I want to say, just about five people. I want to say there's just about 5 people. We're going to race through because there's a lot of media right here, and we don't want to get into anyone else's shot, but we're here at the top of the quad. You can see we walked up the stairs, and you can see the heavy police presence now being brought in. On the other side of where we were standing, we saw some maintenance crews from UCLA, but here in this quad, in between the library and Royce Hall, you can see just how many officers now are walking in here. It seems like they're just getting, I'm not sure if they're surveying the damage done to both of these buildings, because we know, we walked through them before, that there is extensive damage to each one of these buildings. Now, there is a lot of debris here on the ground, so bear with us. We might just sort of be walking really slowly because we want to be super aware of where we are walking. There's just a lot of stuff, and it's easy to just get tripped up over here. But you can see in the middle of this quad what's going on. There are significant amount of LAPD officers now full. They've got their, and some of their batons, shields, face shields as well. And so they've moved in the middle of this quad to kind of block off one half from the other. And you can see behind them, you have like this private security event staff. We saw them come in yesterday, and they have formed this line behind those officers, kind of just to buffer that line and a second line. Now up here, I'm gonna walk over to Royce Hall, because if you walk up here with me, you can see them moving out. Okay, the police just said move forward, and that's exactly what they did. They moved forward. And what they're doing here is they're moving the final encampment occupiers out slowly. We are walking with them. They're saying move forward. There's event staff. They're taking down some of these signs while they're moving backwards into that area that we were just in. But you can see here, and Ed, if you look to the right into the quad, you can see what police are doing, kind of. They are slowly moving to make sure that there are no other protesters, no other occupiers here in this area. You can see they're moving us back to, we're moving. You can see they're moving us back to, and here we go with them. I want to say some of them taking down some of these signs, taking them with them. These are the final occupiers.
How Americans respond to consequential issues. But, neither are we a lawless country. We're a civil society, and order must prevail. Throughout our history, we've often faced moments like this because we are a big, diverse, free-thinking, and freedom-loving nation. In moments like this, there are always those who rush in to score political points. But this isn't a moment for politics. It's a moment for clarity. So let me be clear. Peaceful protest in America. Violent protest is not protected. Peaceful protest is. It's against the law when violence occurs. Destroying property is not a peaceful protest. It's against the law. Vandalism, trespassing, breaking windows, shutting down campuses, forcing the cancellation of classes and graduations. None of this is a peaceful protest. Threatening people, intimidating people, instilling fear in people is not a peaceful protest. It's against the law. Dissent is essential to democracy, but dissent must never lead to disorder or to denying the rights of others so students can finish the semester and their college education. Look, it's basically a matter of fairness. It's a matter of what's right. There's the right to protest, but not the right to cause chaos. People have the right to get in